What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, as we get closer and closer to San Diego Comic-Con at the end of next month, and then D23 just a quick week after that, we are hearing a ton of news about big directors that might end up getting slotted in for the rest of the slate for the Multiverse Saga. And we're talking huge names attached to huge films. Well, today we have specific updates for three of the biggest names that have been talked about in the last week. An update for what's going on with Shawn Levy in Avengers 5. Apparently, he passed on this the first time. We're also hearing about Jordan Peele, and late last night breaking what happened between him and Marvel Studios meeting about an X-Men film. Well, rather nothing happened. We'll talk about that and whether it means it precludes him from working with Marvel in the future, because it doesn't. We're also hearing about possible names now tied to the Spider-Man film as well. We're breaking it down, all the latest details as it pertains to which directors are taking the future Marvel films for the rest of the Multiverse Saga. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner to coincide with the release of Deadpool and Wolverine, just about 2 months away. Again, all you got to do be a sub, leave a comment. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So we actually had two completely different sources in the last 24 hours, one breaking late last night, one this morning on a podcast, talking about directors in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it's not coincidence. It's because Marvel Studios is trying to get as many of these names locked in as they can to do presentations with them in just about 2 months at San Diego Comic-Con. In the meantime, we'll start with what broke late last night and originating with the outlet One Take News, where they apparently reported that Jordan Peele had met with Marvel Studios regarding their X-Men reboot, and that unfortunately nothing had come of it. Now, some of the places that re-reported this immediately said that Jordan Peele passed and that it was a fumble to miss him as a director on the X-Men reboot, but that's not exactly how it's being reported from the source, Jeff Snyder, who also had follow-up news today about Shawn Levy. We're going to get into that in just a second. Actually, the way that he put it is they met about the X-Men film and nothing's come of it yet. Doesn't mean that there's not a possible door open for him to either direct that film or a future film for Marvel, and I think there are a lot of films on the horizon, maybe say like Ghost Rider or even a Midnight Suns movie, that have been tied to him that he would have definitely the eye in the cinematography for. I'd love to see his take on those films, so I don't think it's really the end of the world if he doesn't do the X-Men film. And quite honestly, when you think about the type of director that Jordan Peele has typically been, he has controlled almost every element of the story that he directs. So he's one of those directors, much in the way that they let Ryan Reynolds co-write his script. He's got to be involved in a bunch of the pre-production, and I'm not saying that wouldn't work, but what I'm saying is that Marvel Studios giving him that sort of unilateral ability to control all those elements is so far from what Marvel Studios has been doing as an MO with their constant rewrites, movie by committee, and I would love for them to move away from that and embrace directors, say someone like Jordan Peele, or even dare I say it, Zack Snyder, who sort of need that control over the script, over the production elements, over the overall look and feel of the film. And if they don't get it, then the final product you get ends up being far less than what it would have been in the ideal if you had just let the artist cook. And in the past, when they've had directors like this, it hasn't always worked out. See Edgar Wright in the first Ant-Man. So I'm actually not surprised by this at all. I hope there is a fit out there where they can just hire Jordan Peele and let him cook, but maybe that's a chance that Marvel Studios is a lot more willing to take with, say, a Ghost Rider film, a Midnight Suns, something along that lines, instead of just handing over the X-Men reboot, where obviously there is a ton of expectation, not only with the story and the film and the characters from the fandom, which I have no doubt Jordan Peele could absolutely nail. I'm just sure Marvel Studios would want a lot more control over that film than maybe someone like Jordan Peele would want to relinquish in order to do his best work. Now, sticking with Jeff Snyder for just a second, because he was live on the Hot Mic podcast this morning and actually had some follow-up beyond just what happened with Jordan Peele and the X-Men film, but went on to say that Shawn Levy being offered the next Avengers film, even though it broke by deadline a couple of days ago, this is not the first time this has happened. Apparently, Marvel Studios had already offered Avengers 5 to Shawn Levy earlier, and the way he puts it sort of makes it sound like there was something in the way of a scheduling conflict. He was already committed to other projects, so he passed. but now apparently because of scheduling changes and delays, that window of opportunity has become open again, which is why Marvel Studios has gone back to Shawn and offered him the film again. And what I will say is that makes a lot more sense why it was reported the way it was by Deadline, that they're still talking to other directors because Shawn Levy has already passed once. As I said in our film breaking that down just days ago, I think the only thing we can draw from this is that Shawn Levy signs on for that project, the Deadpool and Wolverine will be in that film. It would only make sense from a continuity standpoint, but I also think he is the right director at this juncture to take that film. I argued for that for like 5 minutes in the other video. Who else does Marvel Studios have to turn to right now? He's really their biggest, best hope for this. Not that there aren't a ton of directors who would step up to take that movie. I just think from Marvel's standpoint, it's Shawn Levy or bust right now, so we'll have to wait and see if he takes that film. Now, the last piece of credible directing news we got in the last week or so was Adil and Bilal Fallah, the guys who directed Ms. Marvel and the Bad Boys franchise and also had done DC's Batgirl before it got put on hold. They are in the running to direct Spider-Man 4, and this is basically confirmed, so much so that they were willing to publicly speak about it, and when asked about the possibility of directing Spider-Man 4, really only offered up that they would want to have Michael Keaton's Vulture return, which at this point, with the way Sony has messed up that continuity, you can't even really blame Marvel at this point. Who knows if that's even an option, but we'll have to wait and see if they end up getting installed for Spider-Man 4, and that's one of the original films that Jordan Peele had been tied to when it was first announced. He took a meeting with Marvel, and apparently now we know that's X-Men. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below about all 3 of these picks for these movies, if you see it, and if it's not Shawn Levy for Avengers 5, who do you got as the next director up? I'm all ears. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. In fact, we just announced a brand new winner a couple of videos ago. That's our video covering Nova. I'll make sure to link it at the end of this if you haven't checked that winner announcement out. But we're also giving one away for every official Marvel release throughout the year. So Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Agatha, whatever they've ended up naming it, Deadpool and Wolverine, Eyes of Wakanda, whatever else Marvel releases and throughout this year. With each release, we'll do a PlayStation 5 giveaway, and when we get closer to Deadpool and Wolverine, we'll start giving away tickets to see that as well. If you want to be entered or for any of the official giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules always have and always will apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos that you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced in the videos at the end of videos, like we did just days ago, live with my voice and the winning comment shown on screen. We then verify the account. It'll always be done that way, so please stay safe, stay vigilant, especially here on YouTube. If you should ever get a spammer comment trying to make you pay for shipping, keep in mind, content creators don't do that. Just go ahead and report that comment directly to YouTube. They are very fast about deleting it and then suspending the account, and then not only have you removed that comment from said content creator's page, but you've removed that commenting account from everyone that they've commented that spam comment on. You are doing everybody such a service at the community. And while they've left my channel alone for quite a while, they are still targeting this corner of the internet, or rather some of my friends' content creation pages, and I feel like a PSA just helps keep everybody safe. Again, keep in mind, no content creator will ever tell you in a comment that you've won, and certainly will never, ever, ever charge you for shipping. It's just a scam, so keep that in mind and never give out your information on a third-party app like Telegram or WhatsApp. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places: Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name Allfires. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.